And we are back. Just here to chit-chat real quick about the Big Asp Open coming to you September 21st, and registration opens in just a few short days on June 10th. Be on the lookout. Sean, you can find that info at harddragpush.com.
Yep, or any social media.
You will see it tagged. We will post it everywhere, and you click registration, follow the rules, and please come play in our fun tournament. It's Top Golf. Cornhole.
Top fun.
Thank you. Beautiful. You get breakfast, you get lunch. There's going to be drinks to be had, more fun to be had than you can even imagine. So come on out to the Big Asp Open. Again, that's September 21st. Keep it on your calendar. Registration opens soon. And as always, these beautiful, delicious audio gold episodes are brought to you by Draggin Bags. As we all know, Draggin Bags make you better throwers. Sean and I are proof. So if you want to become a better thrower at the most frustrating game known to man, just hop on the Dragon train and ride it into victory. Head over to dragginbags.com and pick up a set today to up your game. Drop code BIGASP12 at checkout and bring it on home, folks. Without further ado, let her rip.
Cornhole. Big ass cornhole. We hope you throw it straight. And nothing but four baggers from here on out.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Big Asp Cornhole podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
Nothing, man. If you're listening to this right now, I'm gallivanting around Disney World.
Yes, you are. You're just spreading that magic left and right.
Just blasting magic all over the place.
All over the bushes, on the sidewalk. You name
Everywhere.
it, Sean's blasting magic.
Hell yeah. All right, so we have a busy episode. We have an interview coming up.
Yes, we do.
So this part is just like live reads and our favorite segment. Dane, tell the folks what we're sipping on tonight, and our favorite segment called "What You Drinking."
What you drinking? Brought it back home from Brewdog.
Sure did.
Got a little Elvis juice going. Dude, it's one of my favorite summer beers. It's just a grapefruit infused IPA. Its drinkability is off the charts, 6.5%. Elvis juice is phenoms.
Really, truly is. All right, so this episode, obviously audio gold, ready for you. We have Team Ultra. Joining from Team Ultra is the owner, Mr. Mark Pryor. We have the man behind the scene from Team Ultra, Mr. Rich Norman. And we have two average players, some chick named Jeremiah Ellis and some pretty good player named Devon Harbaugh. So we're going to be joined by all them. Man. But if you are asking yourself, man, like, I wish I could get as good as a pro, how can I do that? Well, the first thing you need to do, the first piece of equipment you ever even think about is a new set of boards. So if you're in the market for a new set of boards, well, don't worry, we got you covered. Well, we don't, but Gnarly Bags does. If you go to gnarlybags.com, you're going to get yourself a sweet set of boards. You can get them custom made. They play consistent, and they hold through the test of time. Really all you can ask for. So if you go to gnarlybags.com, use code BIGASP, you're going to save yourself some money.
Moolah.
And if you're in the market for a new set of bags, don't forget about Black Sheep Baggers. All right, you feel like you're kind of awkward. Maybe you don't quite fit in all the time, but you also love cornhole. Well, guess what? Black Sheep Baggers fits the mold for all that stuff. They got a bag for every type of thrower. So if you go to blacksheepbaggers.com, use code BIGASP, and you're going to save yourself some money.
And last but not least, head on over to Big D Bags to grab your girth today. Jump on the Big D Bags train, and let's get after it. Great episode coming, so here we go.
Hope you guys enjoy.
All right, everybody, before we hop over into the Team Ultra interview, we just had a quick little public service announcement. Have some guests joining me right now. We have Doug from Black Sheep Baggers, the owner. Some might know him as LD, but we know him as Mr. Black Sheep. Joining us as well is Tabatha and Wesley, here to talk about a fundraiser that they are putting on for their adorable little French bulldog puppy named Asher, who was born with a cleft palate. Without further ado, Doug, why don't you take us away and let us know some details, and then we'll be followed up by Tabatha and Wesley letting us know Asher's story. And yeah, it's for a great cause, everyone. So please, if you're able to, help this great cause and donate.
Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to meet Tabatha and Wes when we got our second French Bulldog, Bogey. And prior to that, though, I got to meet Asher at a cornhole tournament in Concord, North Carolina by happenstance. And his story and his fight and will to survive just kind of took hold of us. And I instantly had told Alex about it, and I said, "Man, we need to do something to try to help this little puppy and Tabatha and Wes out because the surgery is just ultra expensive, and they chose to do what I perceived to be the right thing, which was give the dog a fighting chance."
Absolutely.
And so we came up with, in conversations with Tabatha and Wes, we asked if we could try to assist them in raising some money, and they were all on board with it. And we went back and forth on some designs and came up with a French Bulldog inspired bag that's got Asher Strong on it that we'll release on June the 10th. And run through July the 31st of this year. With all the profits going to Tabatha and Wes and Asher for this cleft palate surgery that he's going to have. I'll let those guys kind of go over his story with you a little more than us, but this is just something that is a cause that we believe in and want to try to help these guys out because it's an expense, and we want to try to help the burden the best we can. So we're going to release, like I say, 5 of our most popular bag lines, an Asher Strong release, and try to raise some money for this great family and this wonderful dog.
I love it.
Hopefully, if I can persuade them at Worlds this year, we will have Asher in attendance for anybody at Worlds to come see the little guy, as long as he's filling up to it, and get to meet the guy that we're trying to raise all this money for.
I mean, yeah, it's an absolutely awesome cause. And Doug, thanks for kind of laying out the groundwork. So long story short, there's going to be a bag release. They're raising some money for this adorable dog. Now, Tabatha and Wesley, it is your time now to reel everyone in. Tell them why they need to buy these bags and help this absolutely adorable puppy. Like, I'm kind of jealous that I'm not there with you guys right now.
Well, for starters, Asher was born with the cleft palate, so it's a pre-existing condition, so we can't get insurance coverage on him. Everything that we have to do medically is out of pocket. And his mom had a cesarean, and the vet didn't even notice that he had a cleft. I noticed it when we got home. And so I took him back to the vet, and they're so tiny when they're born. They're like 4 ounces. So he didn't have a lot of tissue for them to really open and see what was going on. They just noticed it in his nose. Well, they wanted me to try to get him to feed off of mom, and that wasn't possible. He couldn't latch. So in 3 days, he had lost 2 ounces.
Oof.
That doesn't seem like a lot, but when they're 4 ounces, I mean, he was whittling to nothing. So we got him a feeding tube, and I spent 2 months tube feeding him to help him gain weight and for his growth. And then he started gaining weight and getting more energy. And
we were just looking at the different weights, and he progressed so slowly at first because he could not eat solid food. So everything was tube fed. And so he can't drink out of a water bowl. He has to drink out of a water.
It's like a rabbit feeder, like a gerbil feeder.
Yeah.
But in the first couple months, he was, less than a pound, way behind the other puppies. And when LD was down here, he was really small. I mean, he was tiny, about fit in your hand still. And then a month later, he doubled his weight because she got him on a softer food. And then whenever he got to where he could eat some dry food, then he doubled in weight again. So now he's over 12 pounds, but he's the weight.
8 months old.
That's where they need him. They needed him to gain weight to do the surgery because he was so small they couldn't do the surgery. So now we're getting close to him having enough fat and enough muscle to actually be able to do the surgery and give him a chance to make it.
And he's not like a normal dog. He's not food motivated, so he only eats his dry kibble. So I can't force him to take anything, and so his weight is really only gained by what he consumes, because he won't eat people food. He won't eat any other like cooked chicken, nothing. He only wants his dry kibble. And unfortunately, with the cleft palate, he gets food that gets caught in his cleft. And sometimes I can't clear it because he won't let you mess with his mouth really at all. So he's had 2 infections. Thankfully, they've never entered his chest. He's been with me since the day he was born, and he's almost 8 months. So I catch every time he's not feeling well, and I get it when it's just in his nasal. So, but this week we've had kind of a rough start with him. He's not been feeling well. He's been getting sick, and we finally figured out that it was the food that he was on he has an allergy to the chicken that's in it. So it's inflaming his intestines and his stomach and causing him to be full of gas. So he has no room for anything. So he's just getting sick.
Yeah, so LD came in and of course, his love of the dogs. So he says, hey, look, I've got an idea. What do you guys think? And he just took off with it, man. It's Asher's a cornhole dog. He goes to every venue that we go to, and everybody just loves him.
I don't leave this house without my dog.
So he's just
with me everywhere.
It's been a real, he kind of hinted at me. He said, hey, man, I'll give you $5,000 or $10,000 worth of cornhole bags. I said, deal. She said, absolutely not. So we,
this is a good compromise.
I tried to get it, it just, she was not going to let that one go.
I was like, he can have visitation.
So yeah, we appreciate everything that everybody's done, and everything that everybody is doing for Asher. But a lot of people told us that, man, he's an inspiration, because it just keeps going.
Yeah, and honestly, this is what the cornhole community does, man. We rally around a great cause, and yeah, I mean, I definitely think we're gonna touch some hearts and stuff. Honestly, I think we got to post up some pictures and stuff after we post up the episode. So I'll reach out after we get off here, because I definitely need to have some photos so that we could post it up. But love the story. I mean, we all love our dogs dearly.
You're gonna love the picture thing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to it.
He rated somebody's Zuka the other day, and it was nothing but black sheep.
Well, hey, we love us some black sheep, so there's nothing wrong with that. I could imagine that'd be a comfortable little bed, though.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Anything? Anything else that you guys want to touch on? Like,
I'd like to just go over the details just real quick, just so everybody kind of knows what's going on and what we're offering, and then I have a request for other bag companies as well. So, Black Sheep, we're gonna do 5 series, $104.99 free shipping. Anybody that buys an Asher Strong bag is going to be entered into a 1-of-1 Asher Strong cornhole board set. Actually, be 1 of 2. We're gonna get Tab and West one.
Oh, very nice.
That'll be giveaway at Worlds. We'll have that with us at Worlds to give to the winner, or ship to them, obviously. If you don't want to buy a set of Black Sheep bags, we understand. Asher has a Venmo. Please donate. It's Asher Strong, at Asher Strong on Venmo. Every little bit will help this little puppy and this family. And when you meet Asher, man, I'm telling you, this dog, if you're talking about still in the heart of somebody, this dog will do it. I don't know what it is about this crazy thing, but man, he is just a bundle of joy to be around. Also, to any bag company that wants to get behind this, we will send you the artwork that you can put your logos and offer a bag to try to raise money for, like I say, for the puppy, because at the end of the day, if somebody buys a SIVA bag, which is, Brooks and BJ are my boys, if they buy a SIVA bag with Asher Strong on it, that's just as good as buying a Black Sheep bag. This is not about Black Sheep or any other bag company selling bags. This is about getting this money for this puppy to have a long and prosperous life. So anybody wants to help with that, reach out to me on Facebook, LD Ward. We'll get you the artwork and we'll promote it as well. Tabatha and Wes are great people, and what they're doing for the dog, and then this in their community in general. I mean, Tabatha and Wes are activists for animals of all types, and they're special people. So we hope that we can raise the money to get this dog taken care of to where it eases some of their burden. And we look forward to it. And like I say, June the 10th, come out and get you a set of bags. Try to get you a set of boards and help these guys out. And Sean and Dane, we appreciate you giving us the platform to do this as well.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I wish I had like a conch shell that I could blow right now to just like rally the cornhole community around this cause. I really do think you guys will find some immediate success. I just want to point out real quick, Brooks and BJ, you guys better be on board. You got called out here. I know they listen.
I like it. Way to go, Dane.
I just want to say one more thing, if I can.
Absolutely.
When it came to Asher, it took me about 2 months to figure out a name for him, because I didn't want to set anything in stone and something happened. And it would just be too real at that moment. So about 2 months into his journey, he wasn't, you would look at him and you could tell he was growing, but he wasn't. He was so tiny. But his perseverance and his strength that he had, to me, was like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And so I named him Asher.
Very nice.
And I always give my dogs the middle name. And so I gave him Chance because I felt like he just needed somebody to give him one.
Yeah.
Because every vet I had talked to in the beginning wanted me to euthanize him. And that was not an option to me at all.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
He's doing so good.
I thought potentially you were like a big fan of the song "I Love College" by Asher Roth. But all right, I like your answer much better for the name. I do, and I'm happy that you guys all knew exactly what song I was talking about.
That's funny.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming on and spreading the word about this great cause. Again, folks listening at home, we're on here to raise monies for a great puppy named Asher who has cleft palate, needs a surgery. Black Sheep Baggers is jumping on board soon. We'll hear Siva's announcement as well. So once again, I want to say it was at Asher Strong on your Venmo for direct payments as well. But again, starting June 10th through July 31st, head over to Black Sheep Baggers. Check out their Asher Strong bags and help support this great cause. So Tabatha, Wesley, Doug, thank you guys again for jumping on. Let's rally around these folks.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys.
Of course, yeah.
Wes, you have not.
Yeah. And coming up next, folks, we have our big interview with those Ultra boys. So stay tuned.
Thanks for that. Just dropping the bomb right.
You're welcome.
So,
all right, Sean, we're live, by the way. Hot mics.
I get that.
All right.
So, all right, hey guys, welcome. So we have a whole slew of guests with us. So we're gonna kind of just do like kind of a roundtable discussion. I'll point some questions at certain individuals. But we all know that ladies can be pretty impatient. So Jeremiah, we're gonna start over with you. So we figured, we had you on before you won a national, right? We had you on way back in the day. All right. So we just want to put that out there for all the Ellies. All right. Cause we know you got all your ladies out there that are going to be swinging. You're like a little jealous right now. or that we're getting to spend so much time with you. But how have you been dealing with like all this, like all the success? Like obviously, like you had a following, like you had like your core group of dudes, right? Like when you were going into this, but now winning makes you more popular, right? More people to start tagging around. They create a fucking Facebook group for you. Like, does that bother you at all? Do you like the extra attention or?
I mean, as my buddy Paul would say, I'm an attention whore. So, yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay.
All right, we got to stop having him on then, Sean. Can't feed into it.
You put me on with everyone else. You know, I can't even get my own spotlight. Jeez.
Well, you have to win 3.
You got to read between the lines, Jeremiah.
I know. It's crazy.
In all fairness, Sean said, "Hey, Rich, do you and Mark want to be on the show?" And I'm like, "Is it okay if I bring Jeremiah and Devon along?"
I mean,
hey, look,
if we're
you
being
brought us with you, it's all right.
If we're being honest, yeah. And I'm like, he's like, do you want Jeremiah? I'm like, well, he's been on like somewhat recently. I mean, he's only won twice.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I guess. All right, fine, it's fine. We'll have him on.
If it means we can have Devon too.
The only guy you're like not counting how many times I've been on, huh? I got to be up there, right?
Is this your 3rd or 4th time?
4?
Yeah, I think it's 4th.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, you're right up there. You're right up there.
You're doing okay.
I got you. This is Rich. Are you popping your podcast cherry? All right, so everyone else has been. I know this is very special. We all get to share this. We all get to share this together. Wow,
I'm excited.
Mark's a grizzled veteran on the show, so
we're all trying to get up to that Tom Stranger level. Is what we're trying to do.
Listen, he hasn't been on in a minute.
I know.
Actually,
I was thinking. I think maybe the final national. We need to possibly bring him.
We
on.
might. I don't know.
He always gets weird about the picks,
or we just need to find out who's second place and just get him just past.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep edging him along.
Be interesting. Mark, do you have any inkling of where your episode is on our all-time list? Last time you were on the show?
No idea.
You're number 2 all-time most downloaded episode. So you made the
Jordan Campbell the number 1?
No, it's not. That was for a minute. It was Josh Gross and AJ Sims for a minute, and then it was actually the most recent Trey one that we had on. That one like blew up big time when he for like the State of the Union kind of thing. So that one went big time. But so you guys are all popular dudes, so we get it. So not quite as popular as Jeremiah. So we'll get back to you because I know you want your spotlight. So that's great. But in all seriousness, though, like you come over like from the ACO to ACL. Obviously, you think that you're gonna have success, right? Because you're confident in your abilities. Did you ever really think that you were going to be heading into national number 3 and like having won the first 2? Like, was that no one ever really truly believes that, right? Like we might think we want it, but like it actually happened. Like, has that processed to you yet?
I don't process things in that aspect. I look at each tournament individually. I don't look at it as a whole. Before the last national singles, Mish came up and said, if you win here, it's like maybe the greatest rookie season ever. I don't think of none of that. I just focus on what's that test.
I mean, I think that's easy to say, but like, do you truly practice that though? Like you're able to you don't think about anything else. It's just the task at hand.
Yeah. I feel like that's why I'm so successful.
Okay.
I mean, if I start thinking way further ahead, then I'm putting pressure on myself for no reason.
Fair enough. No, I get that.
So now that you're having the greatest rookie season of all time, what are we looking for in the 3rd national?
I mean, I started the season. I really just wanted to be the number 1 ultra player. I just wanted to beat Devon at everything. That was the original goal I had.
That's fair. I mean, that's a pretty good rookie goal to have, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know.
Shit.
He was like, I'm not good enough to play with him. All this stuff. So I just had shots, ready to fire.
It's fair enough. I mean, you'll pass Malone one day.
You haven't played me yet. Just a heads up.
You ain't made it far enough.
Easy. All right.
This is fun.
This is fun.
Okay. Jeremiah, one more thing. Like, can you so if you win the 3rd one, right? You're right now, obviously you're the number 1 guy right now on like power rankings, all that stuff. If you do win the 3rd one, there's going to be like this. It's something that's like not happened before through the ACL. And to me, like it would be very dumb of the ACL to not then be like, hey, we need to market you. Like, are you ready to like be the guy like for the ACL, like the one that like they're pushing and marketing, or would you rather just be like I'm good with where I'm at, like I like my local, being popular guy behind the scenes. Are you ready to be like in the spotlight, be the man?
No, I want to be the man. I want everybody to know I'm the man.
You want to be on the cover of the next ACL video game.
Yeah. I don't want that glitchy stuff though. That game is awful.
Well, hey, listen, if you grind at it though, eventually you get so good at airmailing, you just shoot an airmail every time, and like it's okay.
Yeah,
I make Eric Anderson look like a god on that game.
Yeah, that is true. Listen, you ever want to see Cito Soto win a national? You come to my house and I'll show you.
Yeah.
All right. Cito Soto, just
Sean, I just want to I want to throw something in because I think people read Jeremiah the wrong way sometimes. They say, "Oh, he's cocky, he's overconfident," and I think that people need to understand his motivation, and it's his 100%. Wife and kids. Right? He wants to be the best at Cornhole because he wants to do things for his family, and he really wants, he wants to make a living at this and do that for his family and support his family. So I think people they need to understand a lot of what I've gotten to know him and his motivation is. Granted, he wants to be the greatest in Cornhole, but he has the underlying motivating factor there that I think a lot of people don't realize from the outer shell.
No, I think it's a good point to make. I think you're right because it can come across the wrong way at times, but like we're fortunate enough to have known you for a minute, so like I just know that's your personality, and the one thing I've respect about you is that you're the same now as if you would be if I saw you in person or if you just met somebody, and that's a unique trait that I don't think that everyone possesses, but it just, to me, it'd always be like, oh, you're authentic. You know what I mean? And I think people, if you can display yourself as being authentic, I think that's one of the reasons that you've become a popular player. And Devon too. I mean, I think both of you guys, I think that's why you guys are both marketable dudes. I think you guys are very authentic and you're likable, you know what I mean? In two different ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Devon, you have like kind of the shyer, like not as loud. I mean, like you're passionate when you play, but you're not as outspoken. And there's Jeremiah, who's kind of like the opposite. You know what I mean? You're going to know when you're in the room kind of thing.
For sure.
So
to both worlds.
Hell yeah. So Devon,
Yes,
I got to ask you, man. So yeah. I saw you made a post, and I think Rich actually sent me a screenshot of like these ridiculous stats. So was it like 99 out of the first 100 bags you hit?
Yes, sir.
And how pissed were you pissed were you when you missed that one bag and didn't go to 100 for 100?
I was really mad because it was for the win. It would have been the longest perfect game in the history of the ACL.
God damn.
On record right now.
Did you know that? No, did you know that at the time?
Yeah, I knew it all along. And as soon as I let it go, I said, "Well, there it goes."
No, is it okay? So let me ask you: is that something that you should be thinking about at the time?
No, but it was something cool to think about at the time.
That's very nice.
That's
a perfect answer.
That's not something that happens every day.
No, it's not. Hell no.
Or every game, I should say, for that matter. And I thought it was. At the time, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be dope. And then I let the bag go and I realized, well, this is not dope no more.
I mean, imagine the poor guy he was playing against was shooting almost an 11 and was losing,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think my response to you was like, that's why I just like stopped even trying anymore. Like, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I'm never going to actually like even my best day ever.
My best day.
Like if I had like Angels in the outfield situation, right? You know what I mean? Like, I had someone on my team, like I'm still not throwing that well. And that's why I'm just like, yeah, I'll just stick with talking about it.
I just imagine an angel just moving the board for you.
Sliding
the board. Everyone's like, what the hell's going on over there?
Correct. So Devon, tell me, so obviously your game is still sharp, right? You're off to a good start. You just won an open. You had this killer start of the regional, but there had to be some sort of like a learning curve, right? When becoming a dad. So how did you adjust like being full-time cornhole guy and then mixing in being a dad and, a husband, all that stuff? Like, how are you handling all that work-life balance?
So far it's been really good. I mean, me and my fiance Shelby, we got a good schedule going. Like, I'm home through the week with Oakley and everything, spending time with her. She enjoys crawling back and forth to pick up my bag, so it makes practicing a little easier. And then on the weekends, I go. She stays home with Shelby most times. But this weekend will be the first time she's flying to an event.
Ooh, nice!
So I'm excited about that.
Exciting.
Yeah, I have my baby at the first national event this season.
So first place you're
So-
bringing her is Minnesota.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Tell me
listen,
about
no
it.
shot against Minnesota. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't know.
It's not the best. I promise.
I mean, we're all right.
I
It's all
agree.
right. I heard it's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, they'll have beautiful weather.
Yeah,
this
I
time
mean,
of year.
yeah, I'm
It'll-
sure
it'll be
it's
perfect.
supposed to be beautiful. I get
It's
it.
supposed to rain. I don't know
Again,
about
rain can be
beautiful, but it's gonna
beautiful,
rain.
man. It's all right. It's all. It's however you paint it.
Correct.
All right.
I just
Correct.
picture a lot of
Yeah,
mosquitoes.
yeah.
I just picture a lot of mosquitoes.
Correct.
They do have a lot of lakes. All right, you're not
Farm
making
field.
it any better. All right, we're trying to help him out for his first trip with his baby.
So, Devin, let me ask you something. So, you're currently number 1 in the open standings, right? Please take this with, like, I'm not trying to take this as a shot. Does that mean anything? Like, as a pro player, like, if you ended the season and you're number 1 in open standings, like, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that like an accomplishment that you're working towards? Like, does that mean anything to you?
I wouldn't necessarily say it means anything, but like it's pretty cool. Like there's thousands of people that travel to all these events all year, regionals, conference, state, whatever it is. So, and I mean, I'm not like going to everything. I don't even play in local point blind draws through the week. So like for me to be number 1 and not playing at blind draws through the week is pretty impressive.
No, I agree. And I guess would you rather be?
I mean, to me per se.
No, I get it. Let's say, would you rather finish, let's say, 3rd overall ACL Pro, or be number 1 in open points?
That's easy, pro.
Okay, well, that's what I'm
You
saying.
can't-
Like, okay, it's interesting.
Yeah. That's not even a question.
So, okay, so let's get to the other one. It's a question, and this is kind of open forum. I'm interested to hear everyone's answer. What this count, right? So we don't have a whole lot in the history of cornhole right now, right? Like we're still actively in it, but we talk about like this count of like how many victories you've had, right? Should there be a clear differential between open wins and national wins when we're talking about like this count? What are your guys' thoughts on that? Yeah, and titles.
You mean
Correct.
when you
100%.
Correct. Titles.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Like, I think it should differentiate. Pro titles are harder to get than open, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, we've always kind of said that. It's a different beast walking into.
I mean, I've won
national.
opens. I've never won a national. It's just a different. Jeremiah, obviously, he's won a national.
You're
so
like
he can
the
speak to
Tommy
that.
Fleetwood of. Are you a golf guy? You're a golf guy, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You're like
yeah.
Tommy
Trust
Fleetwood
me,
right
yeah.
now. You're the Tommy Fleetwood right now. We're just all waiting for it to happen. You know what I mean? And you like
Did
that's
he
actually a
ever
great
get one?
comparison
'Cause I don't
because
know who that
Tommy Fleetwood's like a
I'm
super
pretty
nice.
sure
He's
he's
English
still
dude,
playing, my guy.
super nice dude,
okay.
like very well liked. Is a fucking motherfucker
idea
on the
who
court.
that is.
Yeah, but it's a good comparison actually. I pat myself on the shoulder there.
There you go, Sean.
Thanks, man.
Good job.
Hey, the
Nice.
one guy just got his first major win this past weekend.
He did.
Yep.
He did. Shout out to Xander.
Yeah.
Souffle.
Hey, listen, I mean, there's something in the air then, right? Is that what you're saying?
Hey-o.
Maybe. We'll see.
I know this is awkward.
Just keep him out of my bracket. We'll be all right.
I'm not in your bracket, bud.
Thank God.
At least for the shootout.
Interesting. Mark, do you have a thought on that about the titles?
No, they're pretty close. Or they're pretty close to the same as the shootout in the national. But no, I agree. Titles, the pro titles should be pro titles, and the open should be open.
Okay.
They should like have classifications for that. Just like I feel co-ed should technically not count as a title because not every male is going to find a female partner. So it's not technically fair to count it as a title when not everybody has the same chance.
But do all the females have
Is
to
that
be
only done at
pros?
Worlds?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
only-
Yeah.
That's fair. I get that. I get that.
Can I say something?
Please.
I think what's good about the nationals is it's consistent. Opens, you can have these massive opens that seem damn near impossible to win because you have all the pros there, and then you have these, other people there that are just running really hot. So I think the national is a better consistent measure. I think what Devon's done to get number 1 in open standings though is definitely something that is worthy of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
There's people battling all over. I think the point system, right, could use a little bit of maybe some work still. to help differentiate a little bit better those that are really just chasing points and those that are really dominating. Kind of to what Devon said, he's not really trying that hard, and he's got a bit of a point lead there, right? I guess the cap is 5,000 still. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay, so you're a few points away from hitting that cap. You're at 4,912.
So would that be what they would consider then like a perfect season?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But like last season, didn't a few people have?
I think Jimmy Humans did it.
I had a perfect season. Me and Jimmy had a perfect season the same year.
I mean,
that.
And there's something to be said to have a perfect season, right? You had
100%.
to win a couple conference events, a state event. You had to win 6 regional singles. You had to win 6 regional doubles in an area like Devon plays in that Hampton Roads area. You're not playing against slouches. That's some stiff competition. So there's still something to be said for a perfect season. But I'm with those guys. I don't necessarily agree that it's the same as a national title for a pro event, all pro event. It's a big difference playing against 256 pro players and playing against 256 mixed players.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. No, and
what
I think
Jeremiah's currently doing with a run of 2 consecutive, I'm glad he's not thinking much about it. That's the right kind of mentality, and something that I try to preach anybody that's willing to listen is, you need to focus on the bag at hand, not what happened before, not what's going to happen. You just need to focus on putting the bag on the spot, and you continue to do that. Good things are going to happen. You're going to have just good focus. You're going to be calmer. You're just going to, stick with the mission. So good on Jeremiah, not focused on, winning number 3, just focus on, keep putting the bag in the hole.
Absolutely. No, like touching back just for a second on Devon's being number 1 in open standings. Obviously, crazy hard, right? Like every person in the country is trying to get that, and there's only one first place. But and I'm sure Devon, you can obviously answer this for yourself. Would you rather be known as like the guy that's always done really well in opens or the guy that's done really well in nationals? Obviously you want to do nationals. To me, like the open standings, of course you should be fucking number 1. Like you're like a phenomenal player. Like you go to these open events. Yeah, I expect you to fucking win them. You're a pro player. You know what I mean? So like that's the only like when it's an amateur player that's like number 1 or very high in open standings, to me I just take notice. Like, okay, that may be a name that we need to pay attention to later. But when I see like a Devon Harbaugh or Jeremiah Ellis real high up on the open standings, to me it's like,
kind of like
shit.
Makes sense. Like,
they should be there. Like they're pretty
really
good.
So like
again, another kind of a
John,
go ahead.
John, it's far more important if you look at the open standings. I think the top 2 amateurs. I'm waiting for my computer to load here. Right now, the top 2 amateurs that are elite players is Jaden Ellis at number 3 and Logan Dupler at number 12.
Okay.
Both happen to be ultra players. But, it's important for those guys because they're under 18, right? Mm-hmm. So that's depending on how many under 18 players fall out of those under 18 category, that's a big deal. That was one of Jaden's limitations last year becoming pro. So it is a far much bigger deal for those U18 players.
No, I get that. What do you guys all think about the change in standings this year? Meaning that prior to this year, your standings in the pro division was dictated based on how you did in nationals, meaning not pro shootouts, nothing else. But this year they're adding in they're incorporating how you do in pro shootouts. Are you guys a fan of this? Do you like this edition? Do you feel like you liked it better the old way? Obviously, Jeremiah, you being a rookie, you're kind of like, this is just what I do. Devon, what was your first thought when they started including like the pro shootout stuff?
I mean, I don't really mind because they made a double elimination.
Okay.
And they only take 1. So it's not like you got to rely on 3 like you do for nationals. You're just relying on 1, so you can play in all 4. You just need 1 good finish, and you'll be fine.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody told us that you can the same person could theoretically win all 4 of those.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like Jeremiah can win all 4 nationals, somebody can win all 4 shootouts.
Okay.
I guess my question for the pros becomes if you win 1 pro shootout and you get your top points for that that one pro shootout that counts. What's your motivation level to keep competing in the shootouts?
Yeah, money.
Money.
You got a different outlook than me. Mine's I don't want you to win. That's what mine is. I don't.
Yeah, and that's
like
that's
the
what
money's a bonus.
I'm trying to make as much
like
money as possible.
I agree with that, but
and that's
the way I
technically
look at
just
everything,
like blocking somebody. I mean, making as much money as possible is technically just like I don't want you to win. I want to take all the money in a way.
Yeah, and I was just curious on what the thought process might be there for some of the pros.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we look at it. We look at it the same, just different wording.
Well, do you guys consider the round limited stuff like pro shootout format and the game to 21? Do you consider it the same?
Jeremiah loves it.
It's not.
I think it's easier, honestly.
The round limited?
It's just
shorter.
I
gotta beat you for 10 rounds. Like
it is.
I don't have to go 30, 40 rounds.
Yeah, like 30, 40 rounds. That's really testing everything.
But at the same time, it levels the playing field, because if I'm playing you and I only got to last 10 rounds, let's say for some miracle I get hot and I don't miss a bag, but you miss one. I mean, if we're going to 21, yeah, you're gonna fucking beat me. But if I could just hold on for 10 rounds, you just have one fucking hiccup, and that's what's the interesting part about the pro shootout. One of the reasons they brought this format in was one for TV, right? It was pretty clear they needed to have a more manageable schedule. And the other one was that they said was to give everyone a fair chance. Let's level the playing field. Let's give anyone can play, anyone can win. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine if you're doing it for a big payout. Completely get that. But should it count for pro standings? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's just a completely different game.
I mean, really honestly, the same people are at the top either way, whether it's shootout or it's you might have one or two like black or dark horse teams or people pop out at a shootout, but usually it's the same people at the end of them as it would be at a national.
I haven't seen Eric Davis look very good in well,
he's done well this year. Yes, he's taken like third and like second in his bracket.
I mean,
he's second or third, I think.
He's coming around, but he's still relevant in round limited last year.
Not even like for that, like for me, for one of the Gavin Cano, right, was like after National 1 was ranked like 7th or like 9th. Like he was runner up. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? He's ranked 9th. Like, no, it doesn't matter how he did in round limited bullshit where there's 4 winners at the end of the year. Like, what are we talking about? Like, he was the second best player in the year. It should have been Jeremiah and Gavin. Like, to me, like it wasn't easy. Like, in the one thing that they seem like have a pretty good good control over, they found a way to fuck that up. Like, I just don't understand like why they felt the need to add it in. I mean, I don't know if Eric Davis and Brett Guy were like petitioning to like get this added in or something, but
yeah. I just feel like the weight of it's weird.
To look at. I think it'd be interesting to look at to see, if you go back and do 10 rounds for like maybe every national, and see how many of those games would have changed. Because I think Jeremiah, in my opinion, I think the longer game helps you out, because you might have a few bags bad, but over an average, you just do so much better down the end of the end stretch,
100%
of the rounds. So
it's like this. It's like that obligatory Facebook post. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you allow yourself to miss, so you take a little more chances than you normally would in a shootout. I like that they take the standings for it. You're playing in it. I'm there. I'm showing up. Why not make it count for something other than just dollars? I mean,
because you guys are professional players, and that's what you guys are playing for.
I mean, all right, that's fine.
Like I said, like it was weird. It caught me by surprise. If I would have known, I guess going into like the National 1, then when I looked at the standings, it wouldn't have caught me off guard as much as it did. I was completely unaware, and I felt like it kind of just like I knew you guys knew about it, but you guys kind of found out a little bit later about them adding it in, from my understanding from other people we've talked to. I don't know. So Mark, you got to be pretty happy with Team Ultra right now. You guys had a pretty decent showing over the first 2 nationals, taking home some decent hardware. Before we get into anything, I have to thank you first of all for agreeing to do the best of the bags video. Like, it was so perfect. Like, it was exactly what we were looking for, and just the fact that you were able to have a little fun with it, like I truly appreciate that, and I think it was a great look personally.
My pleasure.
It was really funny too.
For the record, it made me laugh.
It did.
All right?
It seriously
was very funny.
from last year to this year, all right, if we're looking at Team Ultra, the first thing that you're going to notice is just that the sheer your army has gotten smaller, right? We'll call it that. Was that a business decision? Was that just who was available that you wanted to sign? Like, how did you have to work through this process of deciding, like, hey, like this is the right move to go and kind of just shrink down the overall volume of pros that we're sponsoring?
Well, first off, I'd like to say I'm extremely lucky to have, a great team of people that help kind of come up with these decisions. Rich, of course, is our team manager, and then Richard, and then, the team, at the shop with Bree, Joey, Eric, and the rest. Everybody has some input as to the direction that might be best for us. And, we took a look at, what happened last season. We love having a big team because it's the community that's formed there. We can really work with each other and have a relationship and a bond. If somebody needs something, a player is more than willing to come in and help pick that player up. If they don't know about a particular thing, it gets mentioned in our team chat. So having a big team is really good. The downside with a big team is it dilutes, and so, we can't pay as much attention as we would like to. And so, reducing the size of the team allows us to focus on, players a little bit more, to get the right gear to those players. Because when you have, 50 plus pros and you're trying to get everybody jerseys, you're going to have, twice as many problems as we have, currently. The number is 20, Rich, is that right? Or 19?
Yeah,
pros?
we're at 20 pro players right now. We're at 55 pro in PDC last year.
Yeah, so that significant reduction allows us to give the proper amount of attention for each player and focus, and we're able to do a little bit more special things. And then also the obvious one is that you budget a little bit differently. We knew going into this season that things are evolving. Things are evolving with the economy. Things are evolving with competition, and that we maybe needed to cut back the spending a little bit, and then also try to shoot for players that we think will make deeper runs. Right. So, when we first looked at Devon and Kyle, we're certainly thinking that this is a team that's going to make a deep run. Jeremiah was a special talent that we were observing in, the other league. And we were, really stoked that he was stoked to be on our team. And it's this really weird juggling act. You're trying to figure out like who's going to, who can play well with somebody else, who can make a dynamic team, who can get along with each other. Does it fit within the budget? How much are we spending? And trying to get that all to go as, with a plan. And I think Rich and myself, and, the team back at the shop would all agree that we're very, thrilled with what's happened. We're stoked with the success that, all the players have been having. And everybody's kind of, doing damage at all the levels, which is really what you want. So if you have a player that's not necessarily winning nationals, they're definitely at home, winning regionals and conferences and states. So,
yep.
Those do make a big difference to, because they're sitting there repping the brand and they're doing the best they can. And people are looking up to those people. And that's what we look for. But, if you want to be, the best brand, you need to win on the biggest stage. And I think, you try to put a couple strong players and pieces in place that you think they're going to at least be, knocking on that door. Right. And that, definitely very thrilled with where Jeremiah has been at with those. It's unprecedented really, as you know. And so, yeah, the expectations are already exceeded, and it's just, really at this point, just and try to enjoy yourselves and play and have fun. So
the one thing I've always respected what you guys have built there is you kind of mentioned this team environment. I feel like you guys, and maybe I'm trying to think of like maybe like you guys in Titan, I think do like a really good job of like fostering like this team environment, like atmosphere. Like it is very much like, besides doubles, right? But like for the most part, like it is very much of like an individual sport, but you guys do like, you guys roll deep. You know what I mean? Like when you go to a national, like you see Team Ultra there and you guys travel like as a pack. And I think it's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like having that sense of community within the community is like an important thing, and feeling like you have support when like you're away from home. I think it only lends to success for, you know, players' performance, I would imagine.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, I think it's contagious. I mean, I think that, you know, on the events I don't attend in person, you know, and I watch a live stream or I watch whatever, you know, and I see Ultra jerseys sitting on the sidelines and rooting on our players that are going deep, you know, that makes me feel good, because I'm usually at home watching brackets and our team chat posting how people are doing. You know, I have to agree with Mark, you know, the success we've had this year, whether it's Jeremiah on the national stage, Devon winning a couple opens, you know, even this weekend, some of our elite level players, Logan Dupler winning conference in the Mideast, and Austin Kipple, winning the Mideast conference doubles. And we've had Mike Ferrer and Yeti go to Canada and win an open, and, you know, Jaden's won an open. So I think that overall, I think that feeds the team. The team gets excited for each other. You know, we're sharing those results. And even in our team chat, you know, everybody's rooting each other on. Come on, you know, or live streaming a game that, you know, that they're standing next to so that we can watch it. So it's definitely something we try to promote. You know, outside of my Navy career, I try to make myself available for these guys on the phone, messenger, email, whatever, you know, because like Mark said, now that we've shrunk down the team, it really helps us we've gotten better at that care and feeding of our players, you know, and showing them the attention that they need, that it's really tough to do with 55 pro and PDC players.
I mean, there's nothing more bougie than a pro cornhole player. I mean, they're very needy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. They're like a bunch of prima donnas.
Look at these
out
two.
here.
Hey, but you know what? Good on both of you boys. You showed up wearing your Ultra
I know,
jerseys.
like, listen,
well done.
You know, there's a text chain going on behind the scenes about reminders of what to wear and to be on the good. Yeah, like it's okay.
No, I didn't remind them one time.
Hey, that's good. All right, there you go. There you go.
I did not remind them.
Very good.
Hey,
Very good.
You proud to rep a
Mine's a
brand,
t-shirt.
you gonna wear it. That's
Hey,
all I'm
fair
saying.
enough.
Mine's a
they did
t-shirt.
not-
I wear my stuff all the time.
Fair
They
enough.
did not get reminded one time, but Mark's wearing like the OG team.
I know, I
Ultra
see
shirt
that.
there. That's like what.
That was the old
I wasn't even part of
stamp
the team
that, like
back
when you'd find that unicorn bag posted up on a resale site.
Yeah.
My God,
I have
just
my-
go for astronomical numbers.
I have my one Ultra shirt. It's the when you guys were releasing the T-shirts, when you guys were doing the paired Viper releases, and it was the black and yellow one.
Yeah.
I didn't want the bags.
Yeah,
I just
you
wanted,
just wanted
the
the
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah, I just wanted the shirt. That's what I was throwing at the time. So, you know, it is what it is. Devon, I'm interested to hear, like, how is the obviously you guys had a great run at last national. How has it been working out so far with Kyle as a partner?
I mean, pretty good. We're sitting in the top 5 in pro doubles right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we haven't even played our best together
Okay.
yet. So
I mean, Devin made a
Yeah.
bag switch like after national number 1. He made a
Yeah.
bag switch. So.
yeah.
Now, are you throwing? What are you throwing? Are you throwing the
national run.
Viper X or something? Is that what you're throwing now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
When are those? One of those? No, go ahead.
We didn't even know what we were going to throw going into the first national. Honestly,
Okay.
we were stuck between Vipers and Viper R's, and we threw Vipers and didn't fare out so well. So we switched to R's in the shootout on Sunday and ended up finishing second in our bracket. And then I switched bags completely to Viper X's after that. And now Kyle likes them, so we've been throwing them and had our best finish. But we still, I feel, didn't play collectively to our potential.
Is the Viper? Is it the herringbone?
Yeah.
Is it that car? Okay. I've not seen them yet in person. But I thought I saw the.
I mean, I like that bag for both you guys, though.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes sense. No, it struck. So Kyle is obviously he's had a lot of success. I don't know him super well. I mean, over the years we've interviewed him a few times. I'll message him back and forth and stuff. He's very much if things are not going well, he's kind of a woe is me kind of guy, where you're always like this like smiley, happy, like you'll get mad and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, you're a competitor, but like you're kind of a positive guy. Do you find that so far, like you guys balance each other out well, or are you guys still trying to figure out like the chemistry stuff?
We balance each other out to an extent. I mean, it depends on the situation.
Okay.
It's tough for him to like help me, and it's tough for me to help him sometimes because we don't know how to react to each other in that situation. So,
and that's crazy because you guys took second. You know what I mean? It's not like you guys had a bad performance last time, and you're still trying to figure it out. So I mean, that should be a sign of good things to come. If you guys can play and you guys don't even aren't 100% comfortable, it's got to be a good thing. I would imagine.
For sure, yeah. Like I said, I'm excited to see what we can do if we can both click together for the whole event. So we still got 3 major events coming up. I'm excited to see what we can do together, see where it goes. I'm very confident going into this weekend. I'm sure he's been practicing. I've been practicing, so we're ready.
Nice. Well, you're going to have the full family support.
Yeah. Yes, I will. I have the baby, the wife, the in-law.
Interesting.
Nothing like that.
So, Jeremiah, I don't know if you know, but I actually had the pleasure of having a whole weekend of Ryan Hart to myself. I stayed at a family lake house for the Erie Open.
Us. Many late nights.
Yeah, many late nights. So honestly, I'll be honest. I know why you guys mesh well.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
He's
with him.
Good people for sure.
Yeah, we had a fun time with him. So
what was that? The Erie National?
Sense. Yeah, Erie National.
Yeah, that was so random. Yeah, because he was traveling with DK, right?
Yeah,
DK was staying with us. He's like, I'm going to bring my buddy Ryan. He's a pro player. We're like, sure, why not? And he was the only one that could hang. All the other ones went. All the other Kentucky boys. All the Kentucky boys. Okay, went to bed early every night and bitched out, except for Ryan. Ryan hung with us.
They did not go to bed early in Vegas. I will tell you.
Well, they couldn't hang with us. We'll put it that way.
Carry Pat Mathis.
I think we were playing mini bags with Ryan till 4 in the morning.
Yeah, we were just crushing mini bags. And I was like, "Is this gonna mess your throw for tomorrow?" He's like, "Probably," and just kept chucking. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Had a great time, but no, it's I love that duo. As soon as I heard it was announced, I looked at Sean. I'm like, yeah. I get it.
It does.
So, I mean, you feel the same.
It's nice to see Ryan finding his groove because Ryan started coming on at the end of last season, as y'all know, with that shootout win.
Yeah.
And he really started finding his feet.
How you gonna target me like that? Easy.
I forgot it's playing games. I mean, come on.
Everything's got to come at me somewhere or another.
Do we need to get Kim? Do we need to get Kim on here too? Kim Glass.
Here we go.
We're having fun. This is fun.
This is fun. I know.
Mark, all right. So before, not to ruin all the fun, before we get to the real random stuff, I'm interested to see do you feel like the game in general is moving in the right direction? And the only reason I ask is because I've been saying this year, in prior seasons, I kind of could see the direction the ACL was going, whether kind of where their focus was, whether it was on teams or promotion of certain style of format, like the pro shootout, whether they're putting the super hole, whatever it was. This year, I guess I feel like there's just no definitive direction. So I get worried a little bit about the long-term health of the professional side of it. Cause obviously we want this to go well. We talk about it every week. If this doesn't work well, we have nothing to fucking talk about and we don't get to do this anymore. So I would like this to keep going well.
We can only name our favorite
Obviously
cereals.
you have a business that you've built around the game. Are you confident in the direction in the overall game? Whether I'm not talking just ACL, do you feel like the overall popularity of the game is going the right direction, and I'll just leave it open for him like that.
Yeah. I did want to close the loop on a previous comment.
Please.
When Kyle was struggling in that Vegas National, and he was, I don't know if it was caught on camera very much, but we noticed it. He just was
his body language sucked, man.
Calm. What's that?
I thought his body language sucked.
Well, he does get into this really calm state, I think, where he tries to almost be, Zen-like. Mm-hmm. But I think in this particular instance, it was a little bit defeating for him. And I was right at the table there, and I was like, I want to go up there and say something to him, but I don't think he really wanted to hear it from me. And I told Nick, I'm like, Nick, can you maybe cruise over there? And he's like, oh, absolutely. And he ran around, and he just went up and just talked to him a little bit, And and after that point, he, Kyle really started to turn it around a little bit. He started throwing a little bit firmer, if you will, because I think he was a little bit down with the speed, right? Because he's more of a Viper, and the Viper X has just a tad bit more, bite in that condition. And so that was a really nice thing to see. That was, a very good team moment, I thought, where, I didn't have to go run up and try to.
Who did you send over to him?
It was Nick Williams. We were sitting at a table together, and I
mean, Nick Williams comes up and that red, that red hair. Oh yeah. He pops that smile at you. Oh, the nice, exactly, exactly. He just flashes that smile at. He's like literally one of my favorite people. He's awesome.
He's the nicest guy.
His partner's all right. Andrew's all right. I mean, he's sorry, but I know so. Mid at best. But we'll continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's nice to have, weapons like that in my arsenal where I can just, say, hey, this, and people are, team members are willing to go and do that. So to your question, the direction, what I like most about what the ACL does is they're not stagnant. They're not thinking about how to improve and how to grow the sport.
I'd agree.
They're sitting at the table consistently trying to figure out how to improve the game that we love. So what they've done so far is amazing. Is there work that needs to be done? Absolutely. I think, teams is interesting. The format maybe needs to improve a little bit.
A lot of it.
So that, people are, I like basketball, but, I really enjoy the final game. I don't tune into any games really, except for when it gets near the finals. And same thing with hockey, and so I think with the Cornhole version of teams, it needs to be condensed in such a way where you're getting kind of like the end, right? Maybe it's the last two matches of something big, right? So somehow condensed. And I talked with a few other people that are close to that, and they agreed that they're going to go back to the table and try to work up a format that gets viewers like ourselves excited about it and keeps I think what's a positive about it though, and I talked with Tyler Perrin, he said, man, that really made me feel good because I performed well on a big stage. And so he was able to wet his beak a little bit and get his feet wet, and just feel out what that's like. And I mean, not everybody's like Jeremiah where, you just get up there and you thrive off that energy and you perform better, right? If you're like me, you would probably suffocate under the pressure. It's like,
I get it. It is
too much, and you just can't even perform at your level. So you're giving all these players that are, the elite players in our sport a chance to get up there and just loosen up and perform with people behind them, rooting for them. So that's really good.
It is. I agree. I do.
The downside is when, a player, doesn't perform well, they feel really bad about what they've done for their team. And I hate to see that. I think we've seen that a couple times already. And so, pros and cons all around, I think we're all learning. So, the Super Bowl thing, I think we all want that to work to grow the sport. Right. So, I think it was a cool change that we would, have players that are maybe, athletes, rather than people that are just famous, and have never thrown a bag.
Agreed. So,
I would like to see more of that. I would like to see more high profile players that have a huge following, like probably Peyton Manning and Eli Manning up there competing, with, two awesome pros. Right.
Yeah.
And that banter is a little bit more meaningful. Right. So, I think, again, I think that it's fine. I think just it needs to have a little bit more fine tuning before it starts to really work.
I agree. And listen, and the ACL is also in like a no-win situation. I feel like sometimes because they'll try, like you said, they're pretty fluid. They make changes year to year, and they'll make changes, and then whether they make the change, we're still going to complain about it, right? Like,
Yes.
like we used to complain all the time about like, hey, they're not giving enough. Like the average pro player, like how are they going to go get sponsorship money? They have no reason, they have no chance for exposure because they're not going to make a broadcast. Boom, we'll get TV time, we'll make teams, everyone's going to have an increased exposure. But the product's, but the product's boring. You know what I mean? Like, so we're always finding something. So like, I do appreciate the fact that they change, but part of the like, it'd be a boring show if we weren't critical on we got to nitpick something. You know what I mean?
Very true.
No, I think what your feedback is absolutely important. So, I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking with you guys, because I like what you do. I like what you provide for the sport. You provide people a chance to talk about, the sport.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we're going to improve is by Trey kind of watching this and go, I hate to hear it, but, maybe we do need to make a few adjustments here.
Yeah.
Right. So, they tune in, they listen to these things and try to,
that's why we stay on our best behavior.
Be positive, but it's not always that way. So
no, I listen, and I try not to be negative. Like I try to give props when I think they're doing something well. I just try to give honest feedback. So like I've been trying to do live tweeting, right? So like, and no one uses Twitter in the cornhole world, but I'm like, God damn it, I'm sticking with it. So I go and I watch the live matches I record it. I come home from the gym and I'm gonna live tweet. So I started doing it for like all the matches this year. The problem is, and I'm not trying to take a shot at anyone, but like I'm falling asleep after like and I have a business related to the shit that I'm supposed to be watching, and it's not entertaining. And I'm a huge cornhole nerd, and it's not entertaining enough for me to keep watching it. And I keep wondering, am I falling asleep because I'm so comfortable? Because like I kind of like, all right, I've seen that, done that. But if it was new, I would stick with it. Or is it just boring because it was boring?
I mean, you're also notorious for just falling asleep.
That's true. I was going to leave that part out of it, but thank you for bringing it up.
There's not enough of a stimulus. So, I mean, maybe it's like borderline narcolepsy involved as well.
So I appreciate, but Mark, I appreciate the sentiment about like us asking, the difficult questions, but we do like to have some like random topics as well.
All right, I want to kick it off.
Please.
Sorry,
so
ahead. I have an observation.
Can you take
I'm just going to take this away for a second. So I'm sitting here looking at all your guys' backgrounds. Obviously, like ours is dope. Rich, I love yours too. All right, so I just had 3 quick comments on everyone's background. I believe that Devon and Jeremiah are just staring at each other with their phones up. It looks like they're in the same space right now. And then Mark, every time I look at your screen, I think you're in front of like an old J.C. Penney's like early 90s like portrait like pop-up that they have. I think it's just the pattern that's over your shoulder, right? That's what I'm saying. Like it just looks like it's like a old school like water like mirage. And then when I look up top here at Rich, I'm like, are you posing for like a new Tinder picture or something, showing you got the Bucks ahead of you with the car and being like, I'm the man. Like, I don't know. Well, that's my observation.
I used to be in the house and I got kicked out into the garage. So I made
Don't I know? That's why we're down in the man cave now. We get sent down. We used to be up in the beautiful office with the skylight and stuff. And the wife's like, nah, no more.
You guys need paneling.
Yeah. You need paneling so I can't hear every word you say. I'm like, damn it. All right. Fair enough.
Now you look like you're in the double wide.
Right? That's why I love it.
Yeah. It really does.
It's my
we spend more for the
cave down here.
The fancy windows though. All right.
Yeah, look at those.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
last block there. All right.
So last week I went to a donut shop. Right. My son woke up like he's a savage. He wakes up like 5:30 in the morning. He comes up, sits on my lap. He's like, I want donuts. I'm like, you know what? I like where your head's at. Let's go get donuts.
I mean, you're already like he's so skinny. Like,
dude,
you're already raising a fat kid.
Dude, he needs to eat or something.
I know.
Like,
I mean,
so anyways, we go to the donut shop. There's this banger donut shop, like legit donut, not like the bullshit Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. Do you guys do donuts in California? Is that allowed? Is that good? You guys allowed donuts?
They're made with like avocados or something. All right.
Anyways, so you should try though. They're like fried. It's phenomenal. Anyways, so I take him to the shop and we're like looking through and he's like trying to pick out what he wants. And I see a lonely cinnamon roll just sitting in the corner. And it got me thinking, and like it threw me off so much that I'm like, I like had to like really snap out of it a little bit. But I busted out my phone and wrote this down. Where does a cinnamon roll live? Like in what world? Like does it live in the world of cake You know what I mean? Is it Planet Donut? Like what category? Where does a cinnamon roll live?
Pastry.
Okay. Okay. So Paul,
yeah, so,
you're
all
a
right.
third. You and Dean are like vibing here.
That's the first thing I thought of too. But then when we broke it down outside of pastry,
Pastry is a very broad term.
yeah, it's like where in like
Mark,
actual.
if I say pastry,
life
what
doesn't live.
comes to mind immediately? Like what do you think of a pastry as?
Like a cinnamon roll or like a I don't know.
I'm thinking like a croissant,
Yeah, croissant. Yeah, there you go.
something like that.
Look at you
I like
bougie
that.
guys.
I know. Look at you. Jeez.
Oh, Devon, croissant.
Yeah, croissant.
Hey.
S'il vous
So the
plaît.
reason it threw me off a little bit originally is because I firmly believe that a cinnamon roll does not belong in the same case as a donut.
Well, then where does an apple fritter belong?
Okay.
Okay, see,
Did you
man,
listen to
guys
our
are,
show
like,
yesterday?
literally
Are you
right
fucking
in
here?
tune with everything we've been talking about?
Okay, this is bananas.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
go ahead.
So, like, apple fritter is closer to a donut than a cinnamon roll is.
I would agree with
fried,
that.
right?
Yes,
Right.
But
thank
they
you.
both got
Yes.
the same amount of cinnamon in them.
Okay.
Damn Skippy.
Cinnamon rolls baked. Fritters are fried. It's fried.
So then, like, does cinnamon roll kind of live more along like the coffee cake line?
Yeah, is it more like a coffee cake? Like honey bun, like that realm?
But
kinda
honey
thing?
bun and like
It's
apple
similar to a
fritter
honey
are
bun.
same.
A honey bun
Okay,
and
I would agree
cinnamon
because a
roll are
honey bun
basically
is
the
a
same thing.
donut.
Honey bun is closer to a
Right.
donut than I think you could say a cinnamon roll is.
100%.
So my
I would
biggest
firmly agree
argument
with
for
that.
this thing is when you have a cinnamon roll, y'all are grabbing a fork and knife usually to eat that thing. You're not doing that for a donut or
I'm
a
picking it up
pastry.
with my hand.
Yeah.
Well,
all
you're not.
day.
Your cinnamon rolls are too small then.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Right.
eating like hand-sized cinnamon rolls. I'm talking about the one like the size of your face. All right,
Like that
Yeah, I don't
Cinnabon
think I-
dripping. cinnamon
exactly.
and-
Yeah, you can't pick it up physically. Like your hand will get diabetes. All right, so you got to use fork and knife.
Fair enough.
What
Fair
about a funnel cake?
Okay,
So funnel cake is a new. Yeah, that's a different realm.
So I would still
Fried-
say cake it's fried, but I would still say would live somewhere in the cake world.
Yeah.
Like I would have funnel cake, elephant ear, right? Like carnival cakes, right? You
Yeah.
could kind of almost create a subcategory.
But like, would those live in the same category as like a pancake?
I think you could consider
And a
them.
waffle.
Yeah, I think
I
they probably
could
belongs in
kind
that.
of be
Yeah,
in that realm,
I
even
could
though they're
buy that.
not breakfast.
Jeremiah, should I take over this interview here? Jeremiah, let's talk about what you're doing tomorrow. What time you have to wake up?
I gotta be up at 7:30.
7:30.
I gotta work tomorrow.
Got to
Yeah.
get the kids ready. How many kids
That's
you got now?
late, my man.
I have 4 kids. Yeah,
Mark's
that
trying to
is late.
hijack
I mean,
our podcast
I
here.
see that.
Dude,
Wow.
you gotta be up by 6:30.
Yeah, tomorrow's the
my
last
man.
day of school for them. So
Ooh.
Oh, look at
How many
that.
pounds on average do you haul around?
Can you mute him
to
real
have
quick?
to deliver.
how many? What?
Jack.
All right. So, anyways, so how old the kids now, Jeremiah? Because apparently we're off of cinnamon rolls.
11, 6, 5, and 2.
I didn't realize you have 3. So is second
Four,
grade?
buddy,
Four. That's
Oh, 4. I'm sorry.
Four.
Sorry.
4.
Is-
11,
is-
6, 5, and 2.
So what grades are they all going into?
My oldest is gonna be in middle school, then second, first, and then the other one's not in preschool
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
She's about to be 3.
I gotcha. My 3-year-old man is trouble. He's the one that
Hey,
Yes,
one day you're
mine
going to
too.
be one day you're going to be empty nesting like me. You know. One day.
Someday, Sean,
I don't
like,
see it.
I mean, the way that the world's going, 40 years from now, Logan will finally move out.
4.
God.
Oh my God.
It's so true though. It's so true.
I'm
Why
trying
is
to
that?
let,
You
I'm
did
trying to
nothing
get
wrong,
Mark
though?
out of
Like, that's the way I see it.
unmute jail. Mark, if you can hear us, I'm trying to ask you to unmute. You can come back in. He's just showing us clips. Detrimental.
I think,
Yeah.
like Eric Anderson.
Yeeted.
That was a side rail. That was a side rail.
That was not.
What?
Oh, my
Anyways.
All right.
Oh shit.
Good Lord.
I'm working on a sweet reel that involves a certain somebody saying to Jeremiah, pre-match, somebody needs to be humbled.
Oh.
And
Oh,
Who said
I
that?
know who that is. I know who that is.
Is that Jamie?
Yeah.
Jamie, yeah,
He might have said it. Might have said it on the show.
National, bro.
Yeah, he might have said it on the
my
show.
gosh,
I think.
he was talking so much smack.
It was playful, but
it was on
the
it's
show?
funny to
Yeah.
put together on a.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have heard. He told me he's going to send me back to the other league, bro. He was talking crazy.
Oh, I know. He said a lot of it on the show.
Damn. That's gonna take a lot more than
You
just
know, but
one loss
Cornhole
to get
needs
back
that.
there.
I
Oh,
love
it does.
Shit.
Okay, so
I love the
do you like the
chippiness.
do you like the idea of like having a rival?
Yes, that's that. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's how
fun.
you're gonna grow. Yeah, that's what makes it exciting.
Who would
Makes
be
it
your
fun.
rival
Like-
right now?
like
You
said,
think?
fun.
Who would you say?
Mine,
Yeah.
Jamie, all day. Jamie
Oh.
is my rival
Love it.
all day long.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we
Devin,
did
do you
find
have
a
any
rivalry,
rivals?
Sean.
Okay. All right.
Probably Gavin. Let's say we go back and forth.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I like that one. Who's your rival, Sean?
They
I
had
don't
a
have
good,
one.
they had a
Anymore.
great showdown at the Open in Vegas.
Yeah,
Three
that was
times
a good
actually.
match.
Three
Yeah.
times.
Really?
Jeez.
3 times, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was like, seems like a lot of work.
Stop running into each other.
So is Big Asp making an appearance at the Canton
Yep.
Open?
I'm going to be there the entire
Yep.
time. I actually took Thursday, Friday off after we're heading out to the
AKL,
Cornhole
baby.
The
Cornhole
AKL.
League.
I
got my jersey. I'm going to look fresh out there.
Mark,
go.
I could be mistaken, Mark, but I think that will be the first time Ultra's ever had a booth in Ohio.
Oh, is that right?
It'll probably be the last two. That state ain't worth it.
Stop.
Ooh, shots
We'll probably
fired.
sell out. Let's
Wait,
be
where
real.
are you
Let's
from?
be
Yeah,
real.
we'll-
I'm bringing all the LEs
Wait, which one-
out. We'll probably sell the booth out.
Devin, what do you claim now?
I claim Virginia, I guess, for now.
Oh, it's just
I mean, I
whatever's
would too.
convenient,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Like,
not
yeah,
too
it's just,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania ain't the
All right.
best, so I'm going to
Yeah.
claim
Dude
Virginia.
had to run from his hometown. That's
It's fair,
crazy.
fair enough. Fair enough. At least he admits it.
Had-
That's fine.
Moved on to bigger
Yeah,
and better
true.
things, that's all.
Hey, I just looked at it this way. He knew I was coming into the Mideast and he had to run.
Hey, I beat you before I left.
Let's talk 3 years ago.
Hey, a win's a win. That's the last time I played you, motherfucker.
Yeah, true.
Can we
All
get
right, I
these
think
guys
we need to get
Final
a cash
Four?
game going or
Yeah.
something if it doesn't
Think
happen at
live.
the next
I don't
national.
play cash games. I got a baby.
All right,
Hey,
then
man,
we
I
can
don't
go
play
with
cash games
bragging
either.
rights.
That's the funny thing about both of these guys is neither one of them play cash.
All right, can we actually play
I'll
for the
just play,
best
but I'm not playing
ultra
for
player?
Ooh, that would be fun.
A little ultra tournament. I mean, I think that would be a fun one too.
With the amount of sponsored guys they have, I mean, it would be
I
a
think
pretty
it could be
competitive
actually
tournament.
a pretty fun tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. That'd
that's
be very
that's
interesting.
free for you
That's on
guys.
to the
Just
other two on this chat.
let it ride. That'd be fun.
What's that?
True.
Do
He said that's on YouTube.
do a best of ultra tournament. Let's see it. Love to see it.
We you know what? Mark and I have talked. We would love to have an ultra tournament. We just haven't figured out the details of it yet. But we're definitely want to have an ultra sponsored event at some point.
All right, in
Just have to figure out
Minnesota,
the
just stay
details,
up late
location.
and do it at like midnight and just have a
Man,
blast.
I don't think Minnesota is really the right venue we're looking for.
Fair enough.
Me and Ryan will be too busy
Hey.
partying.
Jeremiah, the Wolves are up 5 with 5 minutes left.
There you
Sounds
go.
like we're going
You
to
guys are going to the
five.
game,
You guys
right?
gonna catch it?
Yeah.
We're going to the game Thursday night.
Unless they pull a Pacers.
Yeah, that'll be very true.
Well, yeah, if they pull that, yeah,
I mean, that was ugly.
it's definitely doable.
That was ugly.
It was just
Very.
out of the background, and like yesterday we were recording. I looked over. I'm like, wait, what happened in this game? Like I didn't see the last like 3 minutes. I'm like, they have not scored. I'm like, wow, all right, so they're about to lose. Yeah, that was depressing. But-
Has there been anyone in the league that you guys have played so far that maybe wasn't like that? They're not like big on the radar, but that you've been kind of impressed with their game.
Dude, I can't remember his name. I played him at the last national, and dude, he shot gas. I mean, it was like a 10-7 through 20-something rounds. I don't know. I just checked his PPR all day. He had the highest PPR in the bracket. And he was shooting gas. I can't remember his name though. I'm terrible with names, so
I'd say Chris Roybal flying under the radar with a lot of people. He's been
Yeah.
really, really good.
facts.
I actually just drafted
Yeah.
him in our draft.
Oh yeah, you did.
that we did yesterday.
He's tough.
He's been really solid, like in all formats,
Mm-hmm.
like pro shootout and
Yeah.
round 21. He's done. Him and Ramirez have done well in doubles too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chris is
He's
sitting number
finally
9
finding
in
his
the,
groove.
Chris is sitting number 9 in the pro single standings, and
Yeah.
I think there's another person that doesn't get a lot of talk on Team Ultra. If he finds his groove, he's really dangerous, and I think it's just a matter of time before he finds his footing, and he's going to sneak out, and bust up the bracket, and that's probably Evan Vanos. Evan is a really, really talented player. I think he's been kind of filling out the pro season, but
for sure.
All it takes is that little opportunity.
Yeah,
And Evan is
sometimes a little
really solid
success and a
player.
little luck, man. I mean, these guys can just take off and
You know,
run. I mean, we've seen it.
We've always got, the team we have this year with, we've always got Chris and Alan, and those guys are always sneaking up, that no one ever really talks about them. And then before you know it, Chris is playing for the world championship, so those guys, of course, Kimberly and Yeti, now that school's getting out, Kimberly will, I think she'll be able to focus a little more on cornhole.
Because she ended last year very well, if I remember
and I'm
correctly.
really excited to see what her summer brings. Yeti, she puts in so much work. She's constantly throwing, constantly playing. Another person who's been pretty much averaging over a 10 that was a late season ad for us is Corey Morrison. Corey Morrison has been throwing fire.
I mean,
he's just been meeting up with people that have been throwing 10,
That's Corey,
7, and
though.
11.
That's his entire career. He's been like that.
Yep.
Every national he goes to, he's going to go 2-1, and then he's going to win a game in the losers bracket, and then he's going to lose. But he's always going to finish like 9th in his bracket.
But he doesn't.
But he's
but he
he's
doesn't
done it
have
for
bad
years.
games.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
He's so good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's very, very good. But it just happens. He's just never been able to put it all together in one tournament.
Yeah.
But he's really talented. I mean,
and of
everyone that
course-
plays, he's really good. But yeah, it just
and of
hasn't had
course,
that
Damon
luck.
and Mike,
Yeah.
both Damon, obviously,
They had a good turn,
one of
yeah,
the
they've
OGs, and Mike Ferrer has a ton of talent, So
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm saying all this at risk of forgetting Nick and Andrew and Tyler and Brevin and Eric, but we're
And Ryan.
really happy. And Ryan, I've talked about him earlier, but
Kind
we're
of
really
hard to
happy.
forget him. He's number 1 in doubles.
Yeah,
Hey,
with
listen,
the-
I
with
just
the
wanted
team
you, I
this
just
year,
wanted to hear Rich say his name.
I said it earlier.
Is he going to get his own fan group? Because I did coin the phrase the heartthrobs. I mean, I think
that's a
maybe that should start
That
up
is a
at
good
some
one.
point. Just saying.
I
He
think
might have more of a following than Jeremiah will.
I agree.
there's that
better
highlight
looking,
reel
I mean.
of Ryan throwing a roll bag, and it's probably one of the prettiest roll bags.
Oh,
I've
it's so
ever
disgusting.
seen. It got so vertical, and it just gently.
Yep.
Dude, it's
I'll
actually
never
kind of
forget when I
disrespectful.
cussed him out in a barn in Kentucky. I'll never forget it. He was playing competitive, and I cussed him out for it.
Dude, he's
I was really mad about that.
yeah, the disrespect that you can that he hits it with a single bag block is just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was just
His
unreal.
rollback's disgusting.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Mhm.
And I was just happy he got to display it on the big stage. You know what I mean? And
I'm just
fucking
glad he had the confidence to play the game. I know he can play.
Correct.
That was my thing.
I
Correct.
think
When we
that's
get up there,
something
he
that-
would like get nervous.
I think
Normal
that's something
people
you find
do.
with a player that has a sweeping motion, a good right to left, sweep
Yeah.
with the arm. Is you can be really locked in and deadly and just kill people, but it can be easy to get a little bit out of sync because you got so much mechanics
Correct.
going on.
It's a big timing
Jeremiah
thing.
does with his mechanics are absolutely ridiculous. He's minimized everything, and his decision making is just off the charts. And he just does a little bit of a wrist action, and the bag has enough of this where it comes in, it just bounces right over stuff, and it just, his highlight reels are, 2 or 3 amazing shots a game. Like I'm going through them, I know Rich does, and how do you not just keep stitching these highlight reels together for this game?
Yeah.
You just
Might as well. But
stupid
Jeremiah,
how
you're
many
gonna
good
next time you
shots
see
and
me throw, you're gonna notice a quick change because it's I took to heart your mechanic, and it's pretty damn similar to what you're doing.
He
now.
just doesn't throw it straight.
I'm not nearly as good as you, but
I
it
wanna
feels
see it.
it feels right. It feels right. I mean,
Hey, that's what matters the most.
I'm trying.
The consistency will come.
my PPR has gone up significantly since I started shorting everything up. So just gonna let it ride.
You think Sean's gonna listen and do that too? Because I heard he needs to.
We're entirely different
hey,
beasts.
man.
Sean's been throwing way better than me. Like recently, I needed like a whole like,
I just don't
change
get. I
of
just don't get
everything.
out to throw anymore.
and
But-
now I'm in the same boat.
You
But
see, if you see Jeremiah playing with headphones, tell him to take them out. He doesn't play as well with headphones. And if you see Devon without his keychain in his pocket, tell him to put his keychain in his pocket. It's little things that you have to notice, these little quirks about these guys, so that you see when they're missing
You almost
something.
forgot all the questions, didn't you?
Where's your keychain? Hey, take your head.
Let 'em
Actually,
rip.
Ryan and I usually we were messaging, and I was like, Ryan, why is he wearing headphones? And Ryan's like, I don't know why the hell he's wearing those things. Thank God he's taking them out. You know, so
It is like when you watch a guy play so often, it's something that you can notice like right away. You know what I mean? Like what that doesn't look right. Like what the heck's going on?
Especially with cornhole. I think cornhole is a game of repetition. So it's very easy when you watch your players enough through live streams and playbacks and recordings. You watch them enough to know, you can kind of see if something's off, if there's a facial expression or mannerism, something that's frustrating them in the crowd, you know, that you can kind of see that, oh, they're a little off right now. And I watch a lot of hours of these guys. So
we have a listener question. Jeremiah, who's your favorite all-time Dolphin player?
Probably Ricky Williams.
Okay. Yeah.
good choice. University of Texas.
Like that. Okay, so John wants to know, Jeremiah, how are you able to balance the 9-to-5 job, be an elite professional player, and like have family time? Have you considered giving up the 9-to-5 and just focus on cornhole?
I would love to give up my 9-to-5, but with insurance on 4 kids, I don't see that being realistic for a very long time. And it's just schedule. I really don't practice. I throw 1 day a week at the AKL, and that's the reps that I get for the week. And it's been every other weekend as a tournament, so I feel like that keeps me consistent and knocks the rust off. But yeah, it's just a schedule, really.
I get that. You've seen on Facebook, right? What's your favorite nickname? What do you want? What do you hope it is?
Man, I don't know. I feel like you're gifted a nickname. Like, you should not be allowed to
I know.
choose.
I'm you have to like
I'm
one
okay
more
with
than the others.
I'm
You like the
okay with
boogeyman?
I mean, I think it's all right.
It's unique.
I'm still
I
pulling
don't
for
know
jealous.
What's
It's
the other
literally his
names? I
name.
don't like Jackhammer's terrible.
What about the tall?
We're pushing Jackhammer now.
What about the tall, like redheaded, bearded leprechaun?
Redheaded leprechaun? I don't know.
Aren't most leprechauns?
I feel
redheaded?
like
we're pushing Jackhammer for sure.
I mean, I like jealous.
Stop it.
I mean, you just leave your competition jealous. I mean, that's your Jay Ellis, man. Just take it.
Yeah.
Put it on every jersey. Get
I don't
a
know.
chain.
I feel like you're gifted a nickname. I don't know.
Jeff McAllister gave you Boogeyman.
Yeah.
McCarriger, yeah.
McCarriger, I'm sorry.
Something Irish or whatever.
What are those Irish names?
It's late.
Sean O'Connell.
Mark, Jacob wants to know, given their current roster, what other bag company would give you guys the best run for your money in the head-to-head brand matchup? Would it be BG, Lucky, Titan?
Question for
Nobody
you.
competes.
Say it again, Devin.
Nobody competes.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
We'll leave it at that.
We want a name.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding.
Don't
Who's
give
won
nobody else
the
any clout.
Nationals this year?
I think what BG did last year, in developing their team and so I think that was really special. I think BG.
Yeah, probably BG. I would probably agree.
I think Brad has done a pretty good job developing a team over AR too. They get overlooked a lot. So there's some heavy hitters in that group.
There are. Yeah, they just haven't shown up on the big stage yet. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean I know they're going that approach where they're sponsoring a lot of individuals. You know what I mean? Just kind of get the word out there. So we'll see. I mean, I know that they used to be on everyone's jersey. Like I just never knew what they were. You know what I mean? Forever. I just knew AAR was associated with cornhole somehow, but I didn't know why or how. And now I know they make some bags. So that's all I know.
And I mean, you got to give Adam Hissner credit for Titan, and Trey's done some work this year too.
For sure.
Over there. So there's definitely some talent spread across those teams. So it would be interesting.
Hey, you guys don't have all the good players. I mean, God.
No.
You have a few.
We got the only ones to win.
How many we got in the
this
top
year.
10?
What's that? I would
We
have
got
to
the
say.
only
Top
ones
10.
to win nationals this year.
I don't know. I'd have to look. And again, you're talking about pro shootouts and stuff, so I don't really pay attention to that much.
We have 3 players in the top 10 in singles right now.
Okay.
And we have two teams in the top 5.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna stay
And
humble.
the only player to win the first 2
I'm gonna
nationals.
say humble.
It's all right.
I mean,
Actually, I'm kind of interested.
Mark, it's all right.
Jeremiah, I want to know
Somebody's
this.
got to.
Who were you shushing
It's
during
been
the
a good
Graham? Who were you shushing during the Graham Modlin match?
Brad Kurth, AAR guy.
Okay.
He's the owner, right?
Yeah.
I think he's the owner.
Yeah.
Brad. He's every time I'm up there, that man talks and talks and talks.
Yeah, you just okay.
Yeah.
I love
You got to
that.
make him be quiet.
Hell yeah, that was a
Yeah.
perfectly timed question, right? That
It
couldn't have
was.
worked out any better than that. Let's see. All right, so Jeremiah, if you don't win another broadcast, will you still feel like this rookie season was a success long term?
At the end of the day, yes, it's a success. But I won't feel satisfied, I'd say. I mean, clearly I won another one, but yeah, I would say it's successful. But there's not very many people that win nationals throughout the season. So to win 2 back to back, that's awesome. But I want the Grand Slam more than anything.
Oh, is that where we're coining it now?
I guess.
That's what I heard it was called. So I'm going with it.
Grand Slam. And so is that just winning singles in all of them and then including worlds? Do we even know what a Grand Slam? Do we even know what a Grand Slam is like?
Hey, it's 3 nationals. That's what counts for your points earning. And then, I mean, I don't think it counts worlds, but
Yeah,
I just said it's the 3
worlds
nationals.
counts.
Okay, well, shows what the rookie knows.
Correct. He just wants to know how many points are for first.
How many exactly?
What's my cap at points on the national level? Do they have one?
Devon, did they win doubles or did you guys lose it?
They won. They shot good.
Mm-hmm. It was a great match. I mean, it really was a good match.
I'd say Ryan
shot
won.
really
That boy was cooking.
Yeah, I would say he did. He was on fire at the end.
Ryan was definitely the player of the game for sure. He put in the work on the other end. Me and Jeremiah were kind of just going bag for bag. We weren't really.
That's the kind of match though that broadcast that we need. Like, because it was a back and forth match. You know what I mean? There was a bunch of cool shots. You know what I mean? Like it was a very entertaining match. Little drama at the end.
For sure.
Yeah.
Liked it. Hell yeah. Well, gentlemen, we'll start to wrap this up. You guys have anything else?
No.
Anything in your
What
heart?
time is it?
11:05.
Like 11. Hey, the Timberwolves are up 5 with 30 seconds left, by the way.
All right.
They're shooting free throws, so I think it's pretty much.
You guys are going to the game.
It's a wrap.
It's all but done now.
Baby, let's go.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Sean Dane, I wanted to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to come on.
Of course.
And to bring these 2 guys on with us.
Of course.
So we really do.
They're always welcome.
Thanks for getting Devon on. We appreciate it. We knew Jeremiah was going to show up. He loves it.
I love
He
you
feeds
too.
for
You're right.
Is that the reason you have the
listen to every
password for Jay?
episode.
Is that the reason you have to password protect your Zoom meetings, is so that Jeremiah just doesn't dial in there?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all
exactly
individual links directly to people. Correct. You'd be like, oh, they're live again. Here we go. Correct. People just hop
Jeremiah,
on.
get out of here.
Every Sunday and Monday typically is when we record. They just hop on the normal time.
He's like, let me just check. Like 10 o'clock on a Monday night. Oh, look at you boys. Hey.
it would be kind of funny.
It would be funny.
I'm just gonna start dropping him random links. Just be like, just pop in.
Hey, if
around.
you're free.
Yeah, just jump on.
Oh, I got you.
Like, oh, hey, that would be like the boogeyman.
Next time we'll bring Jamie on. We'll just have
Oh, that would be
Jeremiah
funny
just
as
pop
fuck.
in.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie, wanted to bring you back on real fast.
Yeah, we can make this thing a lot more fun, Sean. It's
Could
time.
have. Could have.
It's
All right.
time.
All right. So we'll let you guys go. And then next week we'll do our recap of the nationals. So theoretically, we could have been talking to one of the future national champions of number 3. So we'll see. Maybe I don't know. Maybe could be kind of cool, but we don't
It
know
would be-
because nobody knows they're playing it as we speak.
It would be pretty sweet if Devon won. You're right.
Yeah.
It would be
I like
pretty-
the sound of that.
Not gonna lie.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. You know,
Let's just
As long as
go-
somebody in Team Ultra wins, I'm cool with it.
It would be
I'm good
amazing
with it.
for an all ultra final. You know, that would be amazing.
It would be.
yeah. Again, doubles and singles.
I mean, it could happen.
Let's see it.
Let's see it. Mark, thanks for joining us, man.
Possible.
I'd like to have one last parting word, and that's
Please.
like, I would like everybody to kind of, in the sport, don't think about what the sport can do for you, but what you can do for the sport. Continue to try to grow it and support it. If you have an opportunity to watch a live match and root on, your favorite team or whatever, to continue to do those things. I don't think it's a slam dunk that, our sport will continue to evolve. So I think we just need to continue to do what we're currently doing, and all these teams, like you said, the Titans, the BGs, the AARs, they're doing the right things to kind of help keep the sport growing and funding these players to go to these events. And that's not a gimme. So I just want to, leave with that thought, I guess.
For sure.
Keep growing.
And we're going to help with growing the sport by having our own Big Asp Open September 21st.
Wow.
So shameless plug right here on the back of Mark Pryor's beautiful words there. But come grow the sport with us. Big Asp Open, Top Golf plus Cornhole. Lots of beer, lots of fun and food.
Registration opens June 10th.
Boom. I
Limited
felt
team.
like just chucking it in there. real
Y'all are in
quick.
trouble.
I'll see you there. I'm bringing Ryan. I can't.
that in
Y'all are in
Cleveland?
trouble.
Is that in
Yeah, I can
Cleveland?
go.
It is in Cleveland. By all means, I hope you
It's
all come out.
Independence, but it's 15 minutes
Yeah,
from downtown
it's
Cleveland,
not far.
or from the airport. So it was just
You can stay in downtown Cleveland. It's like a $10 Uber ride to get down there
correct.
if you want to.
So we do have
Now,
a
what's the thing with
limit.
Top Golf. Do you guys like what? How are y'all doing that?
It's 20
I
swings.
do have a question for that.
It's 20
Oh, that's
swings.
it?
20 swings per person.
Per person, you got
And
to
That's
you have a
four.
team score. And you each
Okay, you add up
team
the
is going to
total
have what they have like a score person from Top Golf
Mhm.
verifying. So like let's say you hit a ball, it hit that target, but you didn't get registered. That person will verify that, and I think you either get a new ball or they give you the points.
Yeah, we'll
We have to-
clarify
we-
that.
that's
but
the one
there's-
thing we have to
Yeah, there's
clarify,
some
but-
like tournament rule
Yeah.
that they have about that. So like we'll get
it's
it.
like super.
situated,
It's like
but-
very official, and they have like a leaderboard and all that kind of stuff. So it should be a good time. So
yeah. I mean, we'll have our run of the place for the morning, and
Yep.
then afternoons cornhole. So
right outside the venue. So all right, boys.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. We'll finally wrap this up, or I'll just keep rambling, and then
I love to ramble,
like
dude.
20 more
That's
minutes. but
95%
we can
of
do
our
just that. We
episode.
don't have to record
Yeah,
it. So
exactly.
all right, as always, we hope you threw it straight. That's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
cornhole it.
Later.